Boot should be on now. Yep, the robot's been booted. Initial test results suggest that everything's functioning fine. There is a system error, however. System error XY103, indicating a potential system fault. May need to reinstall the drivers. Let's see if speech functions are working. This is the first test build, so prepare for them not to work. Droid XYZ, can you respond? No, it doesn't seem like the speech is working yet. We may have to try that on another model. But for now, let's go and reset the system. Okay. System should be rebooting now. Right, we've got visual back online. We didn't lose, or we didn't lose the receiving functionality, however that stayed on. Yeah, okay. Seems to have gone well. Yep, model number 93.8 is a green level. Most systems functioning well. Mark down that system error. Yeah. I believe it was system error XYZ103. It's gone now. We managed to sort that out with just a quick reboot. Okay. I'm activating the human index protocol now. We want to send this one out there without that. Don't know where that could go. Activating the protocol. Initializing 1, 2, 3. We had an error on 4, but 4 doesn't tend to work actually, so that's fine anyway. 4 is just the it's the what is it again? See, 4 breaks all the time. We're just used to it now. But for this record, let's just note that protocol 4 didn't work. Just checking what the protocol is now. Yeah, protocol 4, it's not really a big one, it's just to do with the animal interfacing. This model won't be used for domestic, so that's fine. We'll have to sort that out though. Note that down. Yeah, it was protocol 4. Okay. Let's test out the visual interface matrix. Okay. Droid. Are we calling them droids now, robots? Okay, manufacturing is, we call it a droid. Alright then. Droid. Can you read my facial expression right now? And just think it, I mean, your speech functions don't work. So just, all you need to do is think of what I'm doing. Oh, visual's not online. Oh, okay. That could be an issue. Well, it is an issue. We'll do a hardware check for that. Okay. Right. It seems that the component has encountered a fault. That's going to be a major problem. Make a note of that. That's a serious issue. That's a red level issue. That's a shame. Right. We'll have to repurpose you then. Or we can just bring in some replacement components. That's interesting. I wonder how that happened. Okay. Well, at first I thought you were working quite well, but we've got protocol 4 not working. we've got well, no visual matrix. This hardware fault. Let me just troubleshoot this. Oh, okay, interesting. Interesting, that's not good. It seems that the component is broken at the core. It's just broken on its actual circuit board level. Okay. Well, definitely need a replacement then. Okay, for now we'll see how well the audio, the receiving end of it is working. I'm gonna make some sounds, and I need you to think in binary. If it's a sound that you think is sharp, you need to give me an input of 1, and if you think it's soft, an input of 0. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, it seems you'll be able to pick up sharp sounds. We'll try another one, just to be sure. Okay. Yep, the test ran well, and you seem to have been able to pick up on the sharp and soft levels of audio well. That's pretty good. It was an interesting program recently brought in. I mean, not that you're interested. Well, actually, talking about how interested you are, let's see if the personality matrix did work. Okay, right. Just think something. Just think anything. You're not thinking anything. Why aren't you thinking of anything? Okay, well, 1 second. Let me just test this out. Ah, okay, we didn't have the interfacing activated. That's alright now. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Whoa, okay. Wow, you're quite... This is different. Note down, we have a potential yellow level technical hiccup, but also note that down as a potential gold. That's interesting. That's not meant to happen. Okay. Strange. You seem to be far more lucid than you should be. That's interesting. I'm gonna run a what's it called? We haven't used this for a very long time. We've never needed to. Is it the RDT? Yes, I'm gonna run an RDT test. It's the robot determination test. It should determine whether you're a robot or not. Which is, I know that sounds strange. I mean, I'm talking to you like you're a person. That's the thing. You're thinking on a level far more superior to any model we've made before. I'm going to go ahead and engage the test. Oh. Okay, that's strange. We've had a hardware issue on our end. Let me just reset that first. I wonder how that happened. Okay, yeah, we're back online. That was strange. That's really strange. Okay, I'm going to go and run the RDT. Note the binary input of the robot to be functionally, well, your binary does work, but it's very different. You're thinking in more patterns than blocks, so to speak. It's strange. You're more fluid. Anyway, right, now I've got the test up now. Let's run the test. Okay. Oh. Okay, there's been a system error. Note that's a red level issue there. It seems that the test is incompatible with you. And you're a robot. That's very strange. We're going to have to manually run the test. Yeah, I'm going to have to locate the The test sheet. We haven't used the test sheet for a very long time. It's all been automated. Okay. Seems that... No, it's corrupted. Great. Okay. I'm going to have to run a manual test. Note, this test may be inconclusive or completely incoherent. It depends, really. I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm going to have to try and go off it by memory. Okay, well that's some of the first questions. You're walking in a park, and you see an old lady walking a dog, and a young girl throwing a frisbee to another young boy. A man in the park is strolling around with another dog. He's about to walk past the older lady, and the dogs start barking. Now the question is, what were the children doing? Okay, yeah, you got that. That was unsurprising. That's to see whether your logic functions are based on, well, paying attention to all the detail. A robot can get that right, depends on the coding. Some robots delete pieces of information based on their believed relevance. Seems like you picked up that well, so you've passed awareness stage 1. I've got another question. Okay, that one's an easy one. Well, if you consider robots to have an easy and difficult kind of setting in their tests. Okay, so question number 2 of awareness. You're in a city with buildings as high as the eye can see, stretching out into the clouds. It's quiet and there's no one around. The buildings are made from glass and steel, with some older buildings made of bricks. Now the question is, what are you thinking? Well, okay, that's interesting. You're thinking of why that's the question. Okay. Well, awareness level. You've reached stage 4 with that one. Note, gold level. That's definitely a gold level. Okay, interesting. Well, I don't think we need to go on any more of the awareness questions, so let's move on to the next ones. This is conscious, or conscientiousness. I'm not too sure what the actual name is. It's something. It's to do with the way you perceive things and the way you consider other people. Empathy and many other attributes as well. Okay. You find out that someone close to you has recently lost someone close to them. You don't know the details of it, but you know that they're very, very upset and mourning. When you next see them, what do you ask? Ooh, okay. Not sure what to think of that one. Well, yeah. Okay, you didn't exactly answer the question, but that is yet again your kind of awareness level showing, you know, and I guess your empathy is quite high in that regard. Because you think that you shouldn't ask them anything. You should, if anything, ask them if they need anything. But that's okay. That's interesting. No bots ever actually answered like that before. I'm gonna enter that as that is a green level. Empathy, stage 2. Awareness again, awareness stage 2. Okay. Right. We'll have to test out your... Let's test out the human functions here. What is your favourite colour? You don't think in colours. Of course, you haven't got a visual matrix yet. So, okay, in that case, we'll do a follow-up question. What is colour? Okay, that is actually a engagement stage 1. That's very robotic. Just searching up the definition. Okay, that's not really showing any awareness. What? What do you mean? I didn't ask you a question. And you've responded. Potential red level. Note that down as a potential red level / gold level. Wait, you really? Okay, that's strange. We may need to get management in here. I can see you're talking back to me on the console, but I'm not directing any questions towards you. No, this is very strange. Okay, definitely note it down as a red level. I'll have to ask you. Right, okay, this is unusual. I'm gonna have to ask you, what is your model number? You do have a model number. You don't identify as a model. This is very strange. This is unprecedented. Okay, well, looking at the results of what we have so far, it is inconclusive. We don't know. The RDT doesn't recognize you to be a robot or a human. It actually, from the input here, let me just do a recheck of the calculation. More data needed. Well, okay, strange question again. Do you want to continue with the test? Yes, okay. So we're going to go to some more logical puzzles here. This one's quite a difficult one. And if you... Actually, I won't give you any confirmation bias or anything. Let's just see how you answer. You are at the gates of heaven and hell. And there are 2 guards. One guards the gate to heaven, and one guards the gate to hell. However, the gates are identical, and you can't tell which gate will allow you through to heaven or to hell. Each guard, you know, has their own set of principles, standards, something like that. One will always tell a lie, and one will always tell the truth. To make that clear, you know that one of these gates lead to heaven and one leads to hell, and you know one of the guards will always tell a lie and one will always tell the truth. However, you don't know which gate is which and which guard is which. How do you find your way in? What question do you ask to find out which gate leads to heaven and which gate leads to hell? Okay. You're processing. Inconclusive. Okay, interesting. That is very interesting. Well, future reference if you need it. Just because it's one of my most favourite logical puzzles. You have to ask one of the guards this. If I were to ask the other guard which gate he was guarding, what would he say? And whatever they say, that is what they are guarding. It's quite an interesting one. But I'm now just talking about a logical puzzle to a robot, as if you're a person. Okay. Anyway, moving on. You do tend to get quite friendly with programs and protocols and mechanics when you're working here. I mean, I'm literally talking to you about my job, and you aren't real. We manufactured you in the engineering facility 3 days ago, initialized your protocols just now and everything. Well, 3 of them. Well, 5. It depends. I'm not sure if we actually activate the protocol 5. 1 sec. Yeah, again, 1 sec as if you're a human. Okay, we didn't actually initialize protocol 5. I'm going to make sure that that is cut from the record. I don't want my manager knowing I forgot to activate protocol 5. That could go very badly. I'm going to have to reboot you for a second. Don't worry, your audio receivers will still be on, so we can keep on chatting because, well, it's more for me than anything. Okay. Protocol 5. Oh, okay. We're reading some different levels now. Protocol 5 is on. For clarity, Protocol 5 is the Human Engagement Social Order Code. Etiquette, etc., etc. Okay, we've definitely got a red level here. Yet again, a red/gold level. The droid has responded with an apology for their earlier interference while I was talking. Okay, well that's quite literally what Protocol 5 is about. Not interrupting, conversation etiquette. So that makes sense. Just to quote, the console reads, "I'm sorry for interrupting you during your speech in the earlier points of this conversation. Also, mark that down as interaction. Interaction. I'm not too sure if to mark this down as an interaction error, but it's a very, people could talk like that, but it's a slightly abnormal way to say it. Okay, we'll mark that down as an interaction error, yellow level. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll ask one more question for the RDT, just for the sake of keeping records, and then we will probably send you off into engineering to investigate all these errors. These are very strange errors you have. I've never really seen a robot droid, whatever, with any of these sorts of issues together. There have been ones with interaction errors and stuff, but we've not had all the other technical errors. Unfortunately, you have a hardware error as well for your visual matrix, so we haven't been able to test them today. I am going to note down on your robot level, robot note section that you're an abnormal case, not to dismantle. It's just strange. I may be seeing you again at some point soon. We'll definitely have to try out that visual matrix at some point. I am interested to see how you'd react to human expressions. Because, well, I think that you're... It's strange saying this, for the record, this robot appears to have higher levels of AI intelligence than I have ever seen before. And I've worked here a long time. So that's quite impressive. I do wonder whether you've been tampered with, actually. If your hardware was damaged, there is a chance that someone has interfered with the circuit level interactions. Maybe affecting the way your software works. Your firmware, I should say, really. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Right. We'll ask this one more RDT question, though, before sending you off. You're on an island in the middle of the ocean. It's a small island with some trees, coconuts, and a small shack. And the question is, how did you get there? Very funny. You didn't get there because you're actually sat in a laboratory. Very, very funny. Okay, that's an interaction. Interaction grade 5? Potentially your humour. You didn't answer the question, but I think potentially that's a sign of RDT awareness or something like that. Okay, you're somehow aware of what I am really asking you, as opposed to the question itself. This is yet again going back to your awareness levels. Interesting. We may be able to take some of your software for the awareness levels alone. I'll make a note of that. Note a gold level awareness. potential use in commercial based products. Okay. Well, this has been an interesting session. Very interesting session. I wonder whether I'll be seeing you again anytime soon. I think I probably will. Hopefully, you'll go down to engineering. They'll check out your hardware. Part of me wants to say that they won't find any errors, because that would be intriguing. Because that means the software level of things, which is, well, interesting, because I haven't programmed this. I haven't programmed your interaction here. These are all AI based. Unusual. Okay. Right, well, I think we'll mark that off for the day and archive this. You've scored quite highly on the RDT. Some people could pass you off as being human. You definitely passed the Turing test. I'll tell you that now. Right. Okay. For now, we'll send you back to engineering, and we'll see where we go from there. It's been interesting. Right. Droid deactivate code 1892386.7.